A quick interview with Kpan here. I've never interviewed anybody. I don't know what I'm even going to ask this man, but he's just playing on fire today. Oh, yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm sure he wants a second. But anyway, so my co-commentator is gone now. It's just me, but that was nuts. I've been doting on him all weekend for it, but Kpan has made some incredible leaps in his skill over the past year or so here, and really shutting down everyone is hyper impressive. I mean, none of his sets were super close or anything. It was pretty solid overall. He's actually talking to Milkman right now, but he's on his way over here. And I'm all alone. Well, shout-outs to Star-Lord and everyone else involved. Unfortunately, I'm not real familiar with this scene. Who all's in the back, running the tournament, making things happen. But this was a great event. Everything was run really well and on time. Shout-outs to everybody that made this happen. And the man of the hour, dude. Oh my God! All right, so I'm not even sure what I'm going to ask you, but let's just talk about it for a minute, man. So watching you play over the course of the day, the first thing I saw was that real close set with Nyx, where it was last stock, and you clutched it out, and it was like, all right, looking pretty good, and then you come into winners, and you wrecked Corey, dude.
Yeah, I feel like people experience only matters in some categories. If he's making the same mistake over and over again, it doesn't matter how good he is in other aspects of the game. He's pretty good in a lot of ways, but there's so much less pressure I'm feeling from him compared to a lot of other Foxes that are better at the matchup. Yeah.
And I think I told you on the way up here, he specifically was worried about you and was worried about Falco, but
yeah, it's a tough matchup.
It is, and particularly the way that you play it. I have respect for every way people want to play the game, and you are a very defensive, very intelligent person.
I like to grind people out because I know I have the ability. Falco has the ability too, so there's no reason to not take advantage of that.
Yeah. Which, unfortunately, a lot of Falco players don't do, though. I don't think they either don't see or they don't appreciate or,
I play the exact opposite of King Momo.
You're not styling going crazy. And, I see that. You're much more likely to not drop a combo, but say instead of taking this extra little hit here, I've got them in the position I want, I'm just going to chill and let them do their thing. You force people to do a lot. You really do. And your ability to play around people's spacing and shields in really quick micro situations was really impressive to me. You were shutting down Corey just left and right. So let me ask you, you laser a lot when you're cornered on the ledge. Now, against Corey in particular, is that just because he was refusing to approach you? Because he wasn't. He just wouldn't come to you.
You mean when I'm hanging onto the ledge or if I'm cornered on stage?
You're cornered. You're on the stage and you're just sitting there and you power lasers into him.
The big thing is I can react to the spacing so that I know that they can't stuff my laser.
Right.
A big thing with fighting Leffen or fighting Drug Fox or
And you play Sammy a lot, right?
We play once a week now, but he trained me a long time ago, so I've gotten beaten by all of his characters pretty hard.
Right, and he's got a huge spread of characters that I know to play. So that's great practice. But
so I know a big thing that he's told me that I had to work on was just laser if I can laser. If it's free, then take it because it's generating advantage no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I completely agree, and we were talking about that a lot. The difference between you and Nyx, for instance. Nyx is a great player, but you can see he's a little less refined defensively, and I could tell that you've put a lot of thought into your defense. It seems
I think Nyx looks like I did from a little bit ago. I think we have similar problems with dashback laser is obviously a strong option, but once abused too much, you can't really rely on that tool anymore.
Right.
You got to have a varied toolkit for sure with Falco.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, you can't just do the same stuff over and over. That's for sure. And that's what I said. What really amazed me is your ability to mix it up and really play around these real tight, quick situations defensively that a lot of Falcos don't do. You don't just sit and shield. You actually you play, but you play real close to them and real intelligent.
My defense is pretty good because I learned the game from a really good player. So I spent a lot of my first sessions with Sammy just learning how to DI and learning how to recover. So I'm pretty comfortable when the other person has advantage.
Okay.
Yeah. So I definitely try to slowly work it back into my favor as opposed to just Hail Mary out of the corner.
Yeah.
That being said, I need to get better at the Hail Mary.
Sure.
Mango makes so many things work that I don't have it in my toolkit yet.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's that's a developmental thing. Obviously, you play on a sort of different end of the spectrum than Mango, but you can incorporate obviously everything that you so choose. As time goes by. Exactly, it's just observation and recognizing the situation.
I always say that Melee is primarily a memory game.
Oh, sure, yeah. It's so many situations that you just recognize over time, and understand.
Like if you're not memorizing what happens in the game, you're not really improving. Like
yeah, you're not. A lot of people don't get better because of that. They play the game, but they're not super analytic about it. They don't really spend the time recognizing, God, I just got punished the same way 7 times. Let me fix that. They just don't, but people can adapt so quickly.
Yeah.
And you're obviously a good example of that, for sure.
There's like a spectrum of that. Like I feel like Cobble and Drugfox are like 2 different ends of the spectrum, but they're both really good at knowing situations. It's just that Sammy like is analytical and Colin is more like field-based.
Yeah, and I would say that's a pretty accurate. I've known both of them for a long time. That's pretty accurate.
They're definitely different ends of the spectrum, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. And I could say, I was talking to, I believe it was Dark Lava, told me that you've been practicing or that you play with Sammy, which shouldn't surprise me. But I can kind of see, I could kind of see that maybe in your play style. So let me ask you, obviously, this is big for you. Like, I know this is great. You just came off of a real good run at Big House. And, congratulations on that as well.
Appreciate
and obviously winning this here today.
Feels good.
Totally nutty. And what really impresses me again is that none of the sets were that close. You just kind of whooped everybody,
I feel like people are not good versus Falco. Like it's
MDVA
a problem matchup for so many
right
people.
now,
Yeah, MDVA in particular.
Yeah,
I feel like they're really strong versus Fox, Sheik, Marth.
Yeah.
And then they have like a bit of a lack of experience, I guess.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Our matchup spread is not what it used to be, unfortunately.
Yeah. I think MDVA is like one of the deepest regions, though. It's when it comes to tournaments and brackets, it just depends who you fight. Like,
for sure.
I could have been upset by like LSD or Keenan if I was playing bad. But I didn't play any Marths today. I don't think I played any Sheiks. So it's definitely like...
Yeah, top 8 was a lot of spaces.
Yeah.
There was a Marth and a Sheik. I know Keenan and was Ostentatious top 8 as well?
I'm not sure. I know he lost to Nyx.
I want to say he was top 8.
It was a 3 out of 5. It's either 9th or 7th.
Okay, so 9th. Yeah, they said top 12 was 3 out of 5. But regardless, a lot of spaces for you, which I imagine you're pretty... that's a good thing for you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That was bananas. Let me ask you, who do you think was the toughest, overall? Who gave you the hardest? Because nobody seemed to give you a real hard time, but...
I don't think anybody challenged me.
Yeah, I agree, honestly, having sat here and watched it. And I'm definitely going to be talking to Milkman and reviewing some matches here and talk about what went wrong. But I agree. I didn't feel that you were getting challenged that hard. And that's
a lot of things
have
come together recently for me.
Yeah, I can tell that. And I see that you're hyper aware of the situations, and you just make so many correct defensive choices. It blows my mind. As an aggressive player, it blows my mind. You're the kind of Falco that would bop me too, and I actually hope to play you soon. I really want to play you soon when I can. But anyway, so nobody really gave you much of a challenge there. It's totally insane. So what's next, man? What are you doing from here?
I'm going to Tipped Off, going to Famicom, going to Pat's house. So those are 3 pretty big tournaments.
Yeah, Tipped Off for sure. That's a long running series.
I'm really excited.
I don't know much about Famicom. You said it's NC though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're both going to be similar size. Like, got a lot of top talent, so
for sure.
Hopefully, I can like break my Falcon curse.
That's
kind of one of my goals.
Okay, so
I've been losing to all the I've lost to Wizzy like a million times.
Someone mentioned you had a Wizzy thing. Yeah. Okay.
It just keeps upsetting me. I don't know.
Well, I mean, again, and Wizzy's a monster too, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, and I think you were both similarly sort of defensively crafted players. I'd actually like to watch that set, but
we've had like
Falcons
3 or 4 recorded sets that have gone to the last stock. Last game.
Okay. Well, and that's insanely, whether you're winning or losing, I mean, that's respectable, obviously.
He recently bodied me at Big House, ran out of energy.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's definitely one of my goals because it's such a good matchup for Falco. It's such a shame to, not get the upset on Wizzy, not get the upset on None.
Right. Because you see, and I mean, Mango's a great example. He makes Falcons look like cake. Obviously, he plays the matchup very differently, but you can definitely control Falcon in such a way that matchup is tilted pretty heavily.
I'm definitely trying to download a lot of Mango stuff.
For sure. Yeah. Well, so again, obviously you've really refined the defensive aspect of your gameplay. So I imagine that's your next step, right? Is incorporating a little more, the trickery and the craziness.
Yeah, I got to put a bit of fear in my opponents because the more I laser, the more of a gimmick it becomes. Yeah. I'm not big on using the words cheese and gimmick, but predictable is the key.
You play the way you're going to play, But exactly, and I was talking a bit about this with Red, because Red has a very standard plan that he generally tends to stick to. He's not the most creative player, but he's good at that. And Dark Law was asking me, do you think that's a fault for a player? Do you think that's a problem? And my thought is, as you said, it's not. as long as you're willing to expand your toolkit
Yeah, exactly. You have to add
progressively,
more.
you know.
Like whatever foundation you have, if it's good, it's good. But
yeah,
you always have to
continue.
add.
Yeah, and in Melee, there's just an infinite. I mean, you can just always learn and adapt in a different way. So I like that you think of it that way. You're obviously an intelligent guy, an intelligent player.
Appreciate it.
So yeah, dude, I'm actually excited to see more from you. Really, people were hyping you up this weekend, and I was like, yeah, we'll definitely see. And then you just tore through everyone. And also some other NC guys in SC. Safe did some work, man, against Red. He went off. That was really crazy to see too.
I think the rank 80 to rank 200 in the world, like all those guys, that 120 people, they're all like, it's going from like a 3 out of 10 to a 5 out of 10, and a 5 out of 10 is a lot. Like, it puts a lot of fear into people who are playing at a 7 out of 10. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, a 7 versus a 3 is, like, a pretty good matchup. But a 7 versus a 5, like, if you're playing 1 down, if you're playing at a 6 and they're playing up at a 6, then it's, like,
and
really
especially
scary.
If they're the lesser-known one, you know, psychologically, you know, say maybe Milkman has more to lose against Nyx than Nyx has, you know, he has a lot to gain
it's the nature
there,
of competition.
obviously. Exactly. It's, you know, the psychological aspect as opposed to your technical skill and what have you.
Yeah.
And something I also mentioned, I won't keep you here too long.
No worries. I'm enjoying this.
But I did notice that when it was coming to real close matches, you know, when it was getting tight, you didn't really lose your composure for the most part. You were real.
Yeah.
You had real sound composure. You held it together, and I didn't see you choke or flub. You really picked your places, even when the stress was on.
Yeah,
you know?
that used to happen a lot because my play style in those situations is to like give up zero space, I guess. Like, I'm okay with losing an opportunity as long as I don't get clipped, and I have to play really fast and react to a lot. So in the past, I've been clipped and just losing in last stock situations, but if I play really fast, I just don't give him an opportunity to like do anything. That being said, I like screwed up plenty of times. Like, I let Milkman grab me once when I shouldn't have let him grab me.
Yeah, there was, I don't even remember what level it was, but there was a match where I think you could have ended it, and then there was this situation where, like, oh shit, Milkman like has a chance now, you know.
I think it was an FD match.
But you can't hate that too much. I mean, for the most part, you were so composed that honestly, it always felt like, Kpan's probably just gonna like take it. You know, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, I definitely feel good about improving my composure.
Yeah. And that's an important part. You know, you get a lot of new school players who are real technical, and they don't have that composure or that neutral game. And it's like, I don't care how like fast you are if you can't touch me. You know, like that's the difference. You're obviously so intelligent, and you're great at intercepting and stuffing stuff.
Yeah, I like not getting hit. It's a good feeling.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful. And as a Fox player, it's so frustrating. You know, you can't approach you horizontally. We get above you, and you're always just 2 inches away from us. We can't quite get. You know, it's that spacing, and it is tough. It grinds on us, right? Like it wears us down. It's so hard to deal with sometimes. And I'm sure you know that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, anyway, dude, I think that's pretty much all I've got for you. I'm sure we're going to talk anyway once we get off of here. But seriously, dude, congratulations. You showed up super hard today. You made everyone look a little bit less than you for sure. You went off. So, yeah, congratulations, man.